Today's guest is a veteran, a content creator, a wife, an HR professional, and honestly, and I know I'm going to buck up her head when I say this, one of the funniest people that I know, and I'm very proud and happy to call her my friend. We met through TikTok. So it is very shocking to say that I actually like brought someone from my TikTok world into my real life. But yes, I'm honored to call her my friend. Hilarious person. Like, I don't know where her brain goes to make these videos that she makes. But we'll talk more about her content creator journey. But we have Mrs. Adriana from Adriana's Wanderings, right? Is that your social media handle now?
Yeah, I changed it because I'm like, I just be doing shit. So wandering seems
You
like
do. And you are correct. Because one day it's
so I
going to
was
be
like,
Black
that seems perfect.
Adriana. The next day it's
Yeah,
going to be Adriana and Gio. The next day it's going to just be Adriana. Like, you really do be going all around the
yeah. So
world.
I was like, this sounds perfect actually for my personality.
I think, and it also kind of encompasses all the things that you do. Y'all travel, y'all eat, y'all work out, y'all do 5Ks, y'all do all the things. So I think kind of just, it's a nice little bow on top of all the things that you do in your life. So I like the new name.
Appreciate it.
So if you're not following her, you should definitely follow her. Information will be in the bio at the very bottom of the description.
I'm a cool ass person on the internet.
She is a cool ass person on the internet. I will say you will laugh. Or you either laugh or you're gonna roll your eyes. But either one is to me a great thing to do every single day. Yes.
Yeah. Facts. You never know what you're gonna get.
She's a nerd. She's 100% a nerd. I don't think she likes to be called a nerd, but she's a nerd.
No, I actually love being called a nerd. I don't mind it.
Well, there we go. Good. Because I called you a nerd on a video yesterday. So yes. All right. So just to go ahead and deep dive, tagline of this podcast, as you know, is every big has a story. So I want to know your story. Tell me about the beginning, like your life before I met you on TikTok, and the life before all the things that I know that has been going on in your life right now.
Okay, so I was raised a military brat. My dad actually retired for 20 years in the Navy. So what's crazy is that he was young enough that we were actually in the Navy at the same time. So me and him were actually in the Navy for like a year and a half
But
together.
That's cool though. That's really cool. I'm sure that was a cool experience, at least for you. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like good because like we were both in Virginia doing different things. Like he did a different job than I did, but it was nice, because I don't think a lot of people can say, "Hey, we served in the military at the same time." Legacy type. So, then my parents got divorced. So I was originally born in Tennessee. Then I was raised a lot in Virginia, Florida, Virginia. Sorry, I said Virginia twice. Florida, Virginia. And then when my parents got divorced, I went back to Tennessee. And then I went to the Navy myself. And then, I did the Navy for 8 years, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Because I've actually now been out longer than I was in. So it's kind of crazy. What else have I done in my life? Did you kind of
forecast that you were gonna go into the military whenever you were younger? Or that was just a decision that you made, kind of not on the whim, because that's a big decision. But like as you grew up, was it something that just popped in your mind?
So I always wanted to go just because I think my dad went in the Navy, and so he was like, "Oh, you should go into the Air Force." But people being hard headed, I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go, to the Navy." My plan was to do 20, but then I got fat, so they was like, "You got to get your fat ass out of here."
Oh my gosh!
So, so I was like, "Oh, okay."
But like, are you for real?
I'm being dead ass. Like they.
Oh wow!
So like you're allowed. Okay, so they changed it, right? So when my dad was in, he actually failed a lot of his like fitness stuff, but like they just didn't promote you. But when I was in, you had to be like a certain weight standard. So if you failed that one too many times in a certain amount of period, they would kick you out. And so,
oh wow, I knew you had to be like in clearly decent physical shape to be in the military, but I didn't know like they legit will be like, "Okay, you too fat, baby girl, come over to the side and
now,
get out."
It's a conspiracy though, because like they have it where like weight and then they have tape. They've changed it a little bit now since I've gotten out, but you know what I'm saying? Like if you're a hippie, like when they tape you around your hips, like you're getting set up. You know what I'm saying? So it's conspiracy.
Right.
So and then like me at 5'8", my weight had to be 169. I was 167 in high school. Like who's 160 something, 5'8"?
Right,
That's hard to maintain.
Yeah.
That's hard to maintain.
That is wild. So being a military brat, were you? I always wondered, like, how was it moving around, having a parent in the military? I'm sure y'all had to move around often. As you say, you named at least 5 different states you lived in. So how was that experience growing up, having to jump around? I know you have a younger sister, right? Is that the only sibling that you have?
I have a younger sister. Well, actually, I'm the oldest of 5. So I have 3 brothers and 1 sister. Yeah.
You give me younger sibling energy. I knew you had a younger sister, but I didn't think you were like the oldest of all your siblings.
No,
could you give me like the little badass kid in the corner who just needs attention because they're the baby? or the middle kid, but you're the oldest. So you should be like the leader
I'm
of
the
the
oldest.
pack, ma'am. Like, I
I
don't
am.
understand.
I am a leader. I'm just a clown. I mean,
Mm,
that's, you know.
mm-hmm.
But it was fine moving around. It only sucked like it actually only sucked when I feel like when my parents got divorced because I feel like
Okay.
that was kind of like a shock versus like, oh, we have to move because we're in the military. You know what I'm saying? So like, you have friends with kids who are also in the military.
Hmm.
So, but other than that, I think it was fine because I actually think my trauma response is to forget things. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't remember it being like traumatic, but I'm pretty sure like
How old
another
were
military
you?
kid from birth to like 12. I was a like
Okay.
military brat.
Okay.
Like, my parents were together. So
Yeah.
I don't,
Okay.
but it doesn't seem traumatic to me. Like I'm telling you, I remember the divorce move more than like the
Being
back
more
and forth. Like,
impactful.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think divorce in any situation, because my parents, they weren't married, but they separated around the same age. I was 12 years old. That was very impactful because I think it's just, they may not be happy, but you're like, okay, y'all gonna stay together. But so you're like, you kind
Yeah.
of are tiptoeing around their issues as a child. But then they finally do it and you're like, okay, should I be happy? Should
I'm
I be
like,
sad?
this
Yeah,
is kind of
right.
crazy. This kind of crazy. And
Right,
then like
right,
it
right.
was that actually is probably one of the most traumatic things I remember because my whole life, right? So up until this point, I'm been in military housing. Like water, electric, all the stuff is included. And then we moved into a duplex, and it was like a 2-bedroom
Okay.
duplex.
Yeah,
And
downgrade. Hmm.
it was like I was like, this is how people live because you know what I'm saying. Like, even though we didn't have money, right? Because like people have this misconception that just because you have military funds, you have money. So I actually don't think we like had money, but the things around us put us probably like squarely in middle
Y'all
class.
were
Like a
comfortable.
house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all were comfortable.
And I moved into a duplex, and I was like, people like live like this in real life. Like, and I swear, like, and
That's
I went to
crazy.
school in seventh grade in the new school, like when they switched in the middle of the school year, and I swear, and I can't change it. I swear that school was dim. It was dark. Like the
I'm
fluorescent lights
sure
was
it wasn't,
blinking.
and I'm sure it was not. You just are
No, because
associating that with that
no,
memory
because
of y'all being a duplex.
when I went to school in the eighth grade at the same school, it was bright in here. I was walking around like, oh my god, they did so much stuff in this, and I was like, it, to this day, I'm 37. My first impression of that school is that it was like in an apocalyptic video game with
Oh
the
my
fluorescent lights
gosh.
blinking. I don't know. I don't know. So that's the only thing that's like traumatic that like stayed in my
Traumatic.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can vibe with that traumatic experience of like your parents breaking up, but then like the duplex and the downgrading. I like all of that led to. So okay, question: do you think your sense of humor came from that moment, or were you always
I've
the
always been
funny
like
girl in class? Okay.
but it might be, I don't know if humor is genetic. It's one of those things that pass through the genetic code because my dad's a clown too. Like,
Okay.
so
Okay.
like he's always considered like the big kid, and I'm the same way. Like I'm always considered the big kid. So
Did you have a hard time making friends moving schools?
not that I remember how many. Like I'm telling you, if something's traumatic, I don't remember. So I have no memory of not being able to make friends in any part of my life. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's because I'm like funny, maybe that's why. And then
Maybe you have a big
I,
head. That could also be a reason, but
first of all, my mom said my head's a peanut, so I already know my
not
head's not big.
physically. Oh my gosh, not physically,
That's my
ma'am.
mama.
Not physically.
But let me see. I don't. I think I probably also made friends because I have no recollection of being bullied, and I know like some kids like doing that, that
Yeah.
middle school, high school, like it can be very bad for people, and
Yeah, weird and yeah, yeah.
I didn't have that, and I was actually homeschooled to fifth grade, so I'm actually surprised I integrated into school very easily.
Why were
So
y'all homeschooled? Because of the moving around or just by
no,
choice?
I just think my mom just did it by choice. So me and the brother underneath me were both homeschooled, and then I have a set of twin siblings.
Oh, I
Um,
love me
so
some twins. I want to have
yeah,
twins so
so
bad.
that's all of the same parents. So then I have a
Okay.
half brother who I live with him, so I don't think he's my half brother until I like
Yeah,
say it out
yeah,
loud.
yeah.
But the twins, and we call him Boo, the youngest one. He didn't. They all went to school straight away, but me and the brother underneath me were homeschooled. So I went to
Okay.
school in fifth grade, and he went to school in third grade. So it's actually surprising that like we never had a period of not making friends because like we were even friends with neighborhood kids who went to school and we didn't go to school. So
Was your mom the teacher, or did y'all like log on to like a program or
no, my
something
mom
like
was a
that?
teacher.
Okay. Was she like by trade a teacher, or did she just do that for you guys because y'all were homeschooled?
She just did it because she wanted to. But what's crazy, she was also a daycare. Like she ran a daycare through the military. Like you can do a program.
Okay.
So I don't know why she wanted to be around so many kids because there was four of us, and then also
She
she would have
loves
people's kids there.
kids. People do
Yeah,
love kids.
no,
Everyone
I love
doesn't want to
kids too.
live
I just
on a piece of land with no children around. You know, people do love kids.
I love kids. I just want to give them back. I just want to get back.
And I get that too, you know, especially because if it's not your kid, you can't do what you want to do if they talking crazy. So I get that as well. You want to, you know, I'll be with you for a couple of hours and go ahead and go on. Because even my little sister, she is 17, she about to turn 17 on Tuesday, actually, on Cinco de
Oh
Mayo.
no.
And I can do maybe 2 days. But after that, I'm like, okay, baby girl. Back to mama. Mama, come on, get your daughter. Come on over
But
here,
I
get
think it's
her.
because she's Gen Z. I feel like they're different. Like they make us sound old because I'm like, why do y'all talk like that? Or why are y'all like that? So I think that's
They
why.
are, and I'm trying to teach her some millennial ways as well. And I think it's kind of rubbing off on her a little bit. But like some things I'm like, girl, what? Like, I know your generation is a different generation, but like, my God, I feel like somebody Momo like saying, like, y'all need to get it together. Because they are
Yo,
very
so
entitled and very spoiled. My gosh.
I have known Giovanna. I've been around her since her youngest sister's been 15. So
Okay.
we were like in our 20s, and then like now she's like 25. When I say that little girl used to chat my ass, I used to be like, oh my God, you're so annoying. But now, like I said, she's like 25. So she's like now a little older, like an older Gen Z. Like she doesn't bother me as
Yeah.
much. But
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine having a 17-year-old sister
Girl.
like right now.
Girl.
I can
And
imagine.
then my mom had her when I was 20. So I came home from school for Christmas break. My mom was like, oh, I'm pregnant. You're gonna have a sibling soon. I'm like, oh, what? I was only child for 20 years. I'm like,
That is
okay, this is
actually
an
insane.
experience. That is that. My mom was insane for having another kid 20 years later.
Yeah.
I don't know how she did it, but I will say she's my birth control because that taught me, oh, I could never have a kid before I am ready to have a kid.
Ready.
Like she's my birth
Yeah.
control, literally. Yeah.
I thought
Mm-mm.
my age gap was bad because I'm the oldest, like I said, and then the youngest, he's 12 years apart. So, which is
Oh,
super
that's not
weird
bad.
because it's super weird because like so we're all 2 years apart. So the brother right under me is 2 years apart. Then the twin sibling, 2 years, and then the youngest for me, and then we're 8 years. So it's just like it's crazy.
Yeah, like a ladder, kind of. Yeah. Mm,
But
mm,
20
mm.
years is
Well,
the only child.
that and the older she gets, the more I'm like, oh, your personality is coming through. I actually like who you are becoming. Like I'm able to joke with her, she's able to joke with me, and I get her jokes. Like it's been very cool to kind of just see her grow up, and then now she's getting ready to go to college in 1 year. She's a junior right now, but like so, like kind of pouring into her the things that I learned that I don't want her to have to go through, but I want her to still go through so
Yeah.
she can learn because she's very insulated. Because clearly you have a 20 years older sister. I have a job, I have money, so I'm able to buy whatever she needs to buy. My mom and her dad spoil the heck out of her. Her grandma, like everyone spoils her, but I
Yeah.
think she's too insulated to where she really hasn't experienced life. But that is also in the same breath really, really good because I don't want to be so jaded and be so traumatized by life in general. Because some people
Yeah.
grow up too quickly, and she really is like green and really a 17-year-old, and I'm happy about that. But I
Yeah.
do
I
think
mean,
she's a little
because
naive. So
is she close to you? Like
yeah,
not by
yeah.
distance. Is she like close? Like you could just
About
text her all
maybe
the time?
45 minutes. About 45
Oh,
minutes,
okay.
yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
you're not wrong because like you can experience life like and it can be good the whole time. You just take my experiences, my wisdom, and you'd be like, hey, if you get this situation, like still you still may make the wrong decision. However, you at
Right.
least have like a little you won't make the worst decision that was possible out of that.
Because you have a little
Because
pre-knowledge, a little background
yeah,
knowledge.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not bad. It would be nice to be like 17 and spoiled, you know what I'm saying? Because like I paid for as soon as I got my first phone, like my dad put it in his name because I was like too young, but I paid that bill the whole time. So I've never had someone pay my phone bill. I went to the Navy right when I was like 18, so I've always like had my own money, had my own thing. So it would be nice. It'd be nice to like be 17 and just
Yeah.
be like, oh, here people give me stuff.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
but
was the product of a single parent household. Like, because once my mama and dad separated, seventh grade, eighth grade, it was just me and my mama. So, like, I had to kind of get it out the mud, but not like to where my mom didn't do what she needed to do as a parent. It
yeah,
was just more of I was at home all the time by myself because she worked 2 jobs, and then like seeing her struggle in some things that I wish she wouldn't have to have struggled in. that I'm glad my sister doesn't have to see that from my mom,
Yeah.
because she's kind of, and even though I said she's insulated and I feel like she's spoiled, I think it is, at least like you stated, she has a little background knowledge from us, but now she can like kind of go forward, hopefully, and be, the best
Yeah.
person that she can be. We'll see. I pray that she is. But with your siblings, did they all go to the military as well, or was it
No,
just
I'm the
you that
only
went to?
one. I'm actually the only one that went. Yeah. Which is yeah,
Like,
kind of
they
crazy.
just didn't want to do it, or was it just more of a? Have they ever shared,
I
I guess, why they never wanted to go to the military?
no, to be honest, and that's crazy because like they didn't even do like ROTC like in high school. They didn't do anything. I was the only
So,
one that.
so you did all of that ROTC and stuff like
hmm
that?
Yeah, I was in the Army ROTC though instead of Navy, but still, yeah, I did ROTC, did Navy for 8 years, but they didn't have any military affiliation other than like being an active duty child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a child. Yeah. Hmm. So I know that you're in HR, and clearly one of the benefits of being in the military, y'all's tuition is, paid for, right? 100% is covered.
hmm
Yeah. So
hmm
what made you want to choose HR as a field to go into once you went to college?
So actually, I didn't. So originally, when I was in the military, I was going at the same time. So I was actually getting a
Okay.
degree in criminal justice.
I can see
Um,
that. I can see that.
so I was getting a degree in criminal justice. And I almost finished my bachelor actually while I was in. I had like 96 credits when I got out, so it's not too far off from being off. But then when we moved from when we got the military, we were in San Diego, so we moved to back to Tennessee. Um, and they didn't have a criminal justice like program or the way they would have taken my credits. It would have been um like I would have had to be like in school for like 3 years, and I was like,
Hmm.
I'm not doing that because I actually don't. Let me backtrack. I actually don't think it was criminal justice. I actually think it was Homeland Security what I was doing, and so that
Okay.
it wouldn't go exactly right. And I was like, well, I'm not doing that. So they had it where I could do a liberal studies degree where I only had to be in school for a year. So my bachelor's in liberal studies, just whatever, right? So I could just get my bachelor's, and then my first master's is actually in Homeland Security because my job in the military was to teach anti-terrorism tactics and things and stuff
Oh,
like that. I was a gunner's mate, so we taught people how to use. What can I say on here? Like, you're not gonna get like, how like TikTok is weird. There's no like
you're
violations for
fine.
word, right?
You're
So
perfectly
I taught people
fine.
how to like shoot guns, maintain them, things like that. But also part of my job was to teach them like, because when you're out to sea, you're essentially insular. So like, you're your own fire department, you're your own
Hmm.
anti, terror and stuff. So my job was to teach them that. So, and I enjoyed learning stuff like that. So then I went to get a Homeland Security master's. So I do have that. And then when I went to the VA, Department of Veterans Affairs for a job, I was doing like insurance verification. So something totally nothing with my degrees.
Opposite, right?
Right. And then I got into HR and I was like, oh, I kind of like this. So then I decided to go to get my master's for HR. So that's
Got
how
it.
that kind of
What
like
about
progressed.
HR like kind of pulls you in? The messiness of it,
Um,
because it's a little messy, a little drama
so
sometimes.
I like the messy one, the messy part of HR, but I don't want to do it if that makes sense. So ERLR,
Okay.
I want to have friends in employee relations that tell me like, yo, these people are crazy. But I don't want to like, oh, here you're getting fired because let me pull up this
Yeah.
draft and seem like I'm a paralegal. That's horrible. So
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
specialty, and I don't know if I'll change it, is actually benefits. And I actually enjoy that because I feel like my whole life, like I'm the type of person that gets in trouble for something that somebody else does, if that makes sense.
Are you sure it's not you? You saying that somebody else is not you
No,
sometimes?
no, 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 no. What I'm saying is me and the person do the same exact thing, but I'm getting in trouble and they do not.
Ah, okay. Okay. Why do
And
you
that's
think that
and
happened?
that's I honestly, I feel like, sometimes being a woman, sometimes, being black, and like
Being
they
black,
actually
yeah.
what I'm saying? They do have studies that actually like, especially in the military, right? Like that we were punished at a disproportionate rate than like our fellow
Mm,
people in the veterans or people in the military, right? So because of that, people like to just tell you, hey, this is what is what. So I was like, you're not about to play me. So I'm very good at like going into the instructions black and white and be like, oh, you can't say that this is what this is because this is not what this is. And then they have to back down. So actually I think that's probably why I like benefits in HR because a lot of people don't know what they qualify for or what they're allowed to have. And like I said, that's a
correct.
skill I picked up because people will just tell you shit and be completely wrong. So I think that's why I like benefits. And benefits can be kind of confusing. So I do
They
enjoy
are.
my
Like, I have to call my mama every open enrollment and be like, baby girl, do I need
Yeah.
to do this? Because I'm 37 years old. I'm
It's
still to this
hard.
day do not understand it. Yeah.
Now, granted, it's a conspiracy, but I think they do it on purpose, because, it's a for-profit system. But I enjoy being in business because I like to be able to take something difficult that somebody has or doesn't understand, and then I'm able to like explain it to them. And I enjoy that because, learn about your retirement, your 401k, your
Mm-hmm.
SHA, like that's confusing. It's very confusing, but
It
people should know what
is
they're
overwhelming.
eligible for. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah.
So
So I know right now you're currently not working. Do you plan on going back to? I know you're in school for the HR specific degree for masters. Do you plan on using that in some kind of like consulting, going back to benefits? Like what are your next steps professionally for
I
yourself?
actually yesterday, what's today? Friday, Saturday,
Saturday.
Thursday. I actually had an interview at the airport
Okay.
for HR benefits, and what's even crazier is that I was one of 7 out of 300 applicants.
Oh wow. So
Yeah,
clearly they
he
saw
told
something
me.
in you. That's
Yeah, so I'm
awesome.
like, oh, okay, that's crazy. And so he messaged me yesterday, and so I was invited back for a second interview. So we'll see how that pans out.
Manifesting it for you, manifesting it
Yeah,
for you. If it's
yeah,
for you, it's for you. We don't chase, we attract. So if it's for you, it's gonna be
facts,
for you. That's exciting. That's exciting. So I
facts.
know your whole journey, military brat, you blocked out traumatic experiences before the age of 12 or around the age of 12. You went to the Navy, right? Not the Army, the
Hmm.
Navy.
Maybe, yeah.
When you turned 18, when did you meet my bestie, Giovanna?
So you know what's crazy? How like things are meant to be, like things are
Hmm.
supposed to happen or whatever. So I actually had orders to go to Hawaii. Um, and there's something called CONUS and OCONUS. So CONUS just basically means the continuous United States. So all the 48 states that all touch, right? And
Okay.
then
Yeah.
OCONUS is like Hawaii, Alaska, and overseas. So I
Okay.
actually failed one of my weigh-ins. And because of that, I had orders to Hawaii. And they were like, you can't go OCONUS. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it's the United States, it's not overseas. And that's how I learned that actually, like, they consider that an
Hmm.
overseas billet. So they were like, oh, you can't go. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll go to San Diego, right? Even though I almost stayed in Virginia because I had like a buddy who was like a higher ranking, like I would have been in a chill spot. But my detailer was like, which is someone who issues out the orders and sends you places. He was like, you've already done this type of shit. You should go to this, do this. So I was like, okay, let's go to San Diego because I've heard that San Diego's nice, right? So like if the Navy sucked there, San Diego would be nice. Versus like when you're in Virginia, Virginia sucks and the Navy sucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, let me see what because there is, I don't know. I'm telling you, when you get some more veteran friends, people will tell you all the time, like there's a difference from a West Coast sailor and an East Coast sailor, right? So I was like, okay, let me see what this like West Coast sailor vibe is. So I went to Cali when I wasn't supposed to, and I actually met Giovanna the first day I checked in. And to this day, it's so funny, right? So she literally saw me sitting there waiting to do like my check-in stuff. And she was like, hi, I'm OS2 such and such. And she asked me rapid fire questions, right? And I was like in the process of answering each question, and she asked me another one. And I just looked at her and I was like, do you actually want an answer to these questions or you just want to talk? And you know how she'd be laughing. She just chuckled. She was
Yes.
like, and just walked away. And that was my first time I seen her, right? And then literally months later, and then we didn't talk for months. And then like we were both sitting in the mess desk, which is the place where you eat, so like the cafeteria. And she was having something like traumatic happening basically with a best friend. And so I was like the only one around. And she just like literally turned to me and was like, let me ask you a question. And then I
It
answered her question
blooms.
as we're talking. And we haven't stopped talking since. So
Because y'all are very cute. Again, if you're not
thank
following her
you.
already on TikTok, she posts all her little cutesy videos of her and her Booski, her wife. So y'all have a very interesting dynamic because you're so goofy. But I feel like, is she also goofy? Because I get her laugh is goofy, but is she like as goofy as you are? Like as
Giovanna
funny as
is
you are?
goofy as hell. And actually, like for a long time, it was like a playful, contentious thing in our relationship because I'd be like, "You're not funny," right? And she'd be like, "I'm hilarious," right? So actually, just a couple years ago, I was like, "You know what? You're pretty funny," like
And I'm the same way with my husband. My husband is hilarious. Like he's really, he's like you. He's very quick. My husband is hilarious. I feel like I'm more funnier than him, but he will tell me down, say, "Here, you're not funny." I'm like, no, I'm very, very funny. I'm extremely funny. But you gotta, just get my sense of humor. I feel like I'm funny. So I agree, Gio. I
You
agree.
probably are funny. Now, granted, I'd have to see y'all together to determine who's funnier, but because,
Hmm.
you're the good doc, I'm gonna say you are funnier.
Thank
But
you.
I I don't think Giovanna's funnier than me, but I do think she is funny. Because it's entertaining when our friends, she'd be like, she's not that damn funny. And people be like, no, Giovanna, she is. Like they'd be like, you can't get played. Like, no, she is that funny. So but
I love that. I love that.
we're
So I know
perfect
you met her.
together though.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say we're perfect together because like I think I like make a joke about everything and she thinks everything's funny. So it's actually like we're
And I love her
actually
laugh. Like her laugh makes something funny. Even if it's not funny, her laugh is gonna make it funny.
yeah,
Cause I like
literally.
her laugh is just joy. Like literally joy embodied. I love her laugh.
When y'all like rag on me and then she catch wind of it and I'm, looking like and she'll fucking just bust start laughing. That's I'll just be like and it makes it even more like, okay, damn, like this person got to be really good because, and I don't know if you know this because, most of the time you guys hear her versus see her. She laughs with her whole body too. So like
Oh, like it
it's
just be
like deep.
shaking. Huh,
Yeah,
huh, huh.
like deep. And I just be like, oh, you think it's so funny? Like, oh, okay.
I love that. But I love y'all
Yeah.
relationship because I feel like y'all, like you can tell when somebody's a soulmate couple or when somebody's just, they met each other and they may just
Yeah.
be in each other's life for a season. Y'all are soulmates. And I hope everyone else can come and see y'all's love in your page. I mean, she just has a really beautiful spirit. So you really lucked out, I will say. You lucked out with
Yeah, I
her.
did. And like I said, it was meant to be because I wasn't. What's crazy is we were actually supposed to be on deployment at the same time because like you go out as something called strike groups. So like a few ships will go out. So our ships were
Okay.
supposed to be out at the same time, and I may have met her like if we hit port the same way, but I wouldn't have like met her if I. So like things are supposed to be
It was
happening
all
the way it's
it
supposed to
was
happen.
serendipitous. Yeah, it was
Very.
serendipitous. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So from San Diego, then to Tennessee. Why the transition from California to here? Well, not to here, but to your state,
Yeah. Yeah,
Tennessee.
yeah. So what's crazy is I actually had to lie to Giovanna. Like you only get to meet her because I had to lie to her, right? Because I knew she wanted to stay in California, but she's kind of flighty. Like she never really like she never thought like marriage and things like that were for her. Like she was,
Hmm.
and
A
so
free
she was like,
spirit.
oh
She's a free spirit.
yeah, yeah. She was like, oh, where do you think we'll go after we got the Navy? I was like, oh, we can go to San Diego, and like the reason I'm like a very I pay attention to people like nonverbal expressions. And so I realized that was the right answer, right? And I was like, I'm not fucking staying in California. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? But I would have, right? Because at this point, I didn't have like enough
Yeah.
knowledge about California. But the reason we left is because, like you said, they pay for our school. I don't know if
Mhm.
you know, but they also give us a stipend to go to school. So we get like a
Oh,
monthly. Yeah,
okay.
so and it's based on the state, right? So California, because it's an expensive state, it has one of the most expensive stipends. So they'll give you like
Okay. Is it
twenty
too late
five
for me to join
hundred.
the Army or Navy? Because I am a little. I'm sure. I know I'm over the weight limits. But is it too late for me to join? Because I would love a little stipend.
One, it's not, but two, I wouldn't with this
I'm
who's
good.
in
Yeah. Oh
charge.
no, trust me. Yes, ma'am.
You can
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
tell that it's asked because they just raised it I think to like
Hmm.
42. I think originally it was like
Yeah. And I
40 or
think they're
something like that.
waiving
But
marijuana charges or
yeah,
whatever also. Yeah,
yeah,
because they need to get
they
people
they about to
in.
get people. But so we were going to go to school, but the school we were going to go to had like a year wait. And so we didn't know that because most schools, you just apply for the semester and you can do it or whatever.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was like, dang, like I can't afford to live in California without a job because that's insanity.
Hmm.
And so we were like looking at school, excuse me. I don't know if you know this, but Giovanna is
No.
very indecisive. And so she was like, oh, maybe we should go to Florida. Oh, maybe we should go to here. Maybe we should go to there because she's from Florida. And I was like, but so every time she zigged, I zagged. I was like, oh, where are we going? You know what I'm saying? So I kept doing it. And then when I checked the schooling, like Middle Tennessee State University, it had the degree program that like
Okay.
would have easily went with me because she hadn't started her bachelor's. So that's how we ended up here, and then families here. So I was like, let's do here. So that's how we ended up here, and then we've been here for 10 years, which is crazy.
And what's her? She's not Cuban. What is she again?
She's Honduran.
Honduran. I would have never guessed that. Okay, okay. Does she
Yeah,
speak fluent Spanish?
fluent. Spanish is actually her first language. She's actually first generation
Okay.
American. When she was enrolled in kindergarten, she didn't even know her mom spoke English because when she was enrolled, like her mom was enrolled on her at the front desk and she was looking up like, what language are you speaking? So
Do you know Spanish?
I actually know Spanish like I can read Spanish. I can
Hmm.
understand someone speaking it to me, but I can't
Like
speak it very well.
conversation. Hmm. Hmm.
But that's what I need to do because, like, dude, could you imagine me being funny in multiple languages? Like,
Oh
it's
my
like,
God. No, let's not. Mm-mm.
no,
We
I'm
only
serious.
need
So
you in
when
English. Only in English.
no, no, so we just recently was in Belgium, and it's like,
Hmm.
a few months ago, and some of the best Italian food I ever had. And dude's wife, the Nona, was back there making the pasta, so he was out there like doing the tables and stuff. The lady beside me spoke um Italian. And so I was like telling her about the food, and she was cracking up. And then she told the owner of the restaurant, but in Italian, and he was cracking up too. And I'm like, damn, I was like, I need to get some multiple language under my belt because I would be so funny. I would be
Oh my
multilingual
gosh.
funny. But yeah.
Oh my, and that's the only
It's
reason, just so you can be funny in multiple languages. Mm-hmm.
well,
Hmm.
one, me and Giovanna originally wanted kids. So I was like, I can't be one of those people who like have everyone in their house speaking Spanish but me. Like that's that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know language is hard, and maybe I'm talking from a place of privilege, so I would have the ability to learn, but I don't want to be the only one in my house that didn't speak Spanish, especially considering
Hmm.
like when I go visit Giovanna, like when we go to Florida, everybody speaking Spanish or some kind of Spanglish, and I'm
Yeah.
just looking there looking
Yeah. Yeah.
stupid, like,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So I was like, I don't want to do that, but it would just be nice to know. It's just one of those things like I wish I could do, speak multiple languages, like
I
ASL.
wish I would have done Spanish. Now ASL, I took two classes right after I graduated from undergrad. I know the alphabet and maybe a few things. That's it. I'm gonna resume that because I really want to
Yeah,
learn ASL.
yeah,
Spanish, I took French from, because I'm in Louisiana, so French is a big thing in
yeah.
Louisiana. I took French from like fifth grade until 11th grade. I just know bonjour and come see, come ça. That's it. So like I really wish I would have locked in with language, because like I would love to be bilingual or just be more
Yeah.
fluent in something else besides English, because English is overrated,
They
honestly.
set us up because so in my high school we actually had a German exchange student program. So they
Okay.
came
Oh, that's
there,
cool.
or they came to Tennessee, and then students, if they obviously
Y'all
go
able
to
to go over
Florida, went to
there.
Germany.
Yeah.
And if so, they had like, it's bad to say this, but it literally looked like you're like going to like a shelter. Like it had like their picture and their bio, and it was like in the hallway. You're like, oh, you just pick this off. Like I want this one.
Right.
But
Right.
none of them, and it was probably like 15 to 20 of them. None of them spoke less than three languages. None of them.
Wow. Yeah,
And
they
I was
like,
like,
oh, yes, yes. And that just lends itself to me to the education system in America. Like, because they do us at a disadvantage. Like just even learning like simple grown up things, like how to balance, not a checkbook, but like how to just budget
yeah.
financial things. Like we really are at a like 10 steps behind all of our
And I
mutuals,
think it's
whatever you want
because
to call it, across the water.
I don't think people that are not from America realize how separate the states are too. I think that's an
Hmm.
issue because like we have like a national standard, but we're allowed to do so many different things because in places like
Yeah.
California and Florida, they'll teach kids Spanish, like starting in daycare and stuff. So even if you don't speak Spanish, like you might have a little bit of conversational.
Yeah. You'll
But
pick
somewhere
it
if
up.
you
Yeah.
like did Tennessee, you're not getting Spanish till eighth grade, and
Hmm.
that's even if they
Hmm.
have it. That's even if they have it. So it's crazy.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
Hmm.
So.
I know you mentioned that y'all were planning on having kids. I know y'all no longer want to have kids. What was the pivot?
So you know how like sometimes like something needs to motivate you to do something, if that makes sense. And so we were under the same mindset that we did not want to have kids like while we were overweight because it's like, bad for your body, bad for the
Of
baby. So
course.
we were
Of
really like,
course.
oh, okay, we need to like lose weight, but we never did. So I was like,
Hmm.
I don't know if I want this enough, because if I wanted this enough, I would lose
You would have
weight
locked
to
in.
then,
Yeah.
you know, and we didn't. And so just it was just kind of like a mind shift. And then, then we kept getting older and older. And then,
Hmm.
like life keeps getting better and better. So like I just and there's nothing wrong with having kids and people that want to have kids, especially when they're
Hmm.
ready and that's the plan, and all that.
It's
It
not
just
everybody's
kind of
journey,
shift.
and that's perfectly okay.
Yeah,
And then
and
honestly,
like
everything's so high. Everything's so damn expensive. So.
and I like so Giovanna's best friend still lives in Cali, and she pays a California mortgage for her daycare for two kids.
Oh, daycare is, and even in Louisiana, it is astronomical. Like I do not understand how they can pay mortgage, a car note,
Yeah,
and daycare, and then just living
and I gotta
expenses and
feed
just want to go high.
everybody.
Like
Oh my!
right, right,
And then like
and pay
and
gas to get to daycare. Like it's crazy.
it's mind blowing. And I saw a video a few years back. I think that changed my mindset too, right? Because it was like you don't have to have kids to know you'd be a good mom.
Yeah,
And I was
that is
like,
true.
oh, okay. Because I think me and Giovanna would be good parents, but I don't
Yeah,
need to have a kid to show that.
to
You know what I'm
prove
saying?
that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I was
yeah.
like, that changed my mindset. So yeah. So I mean, we're godparents to our like nieces and stuff like that. So like if something
Hmm.
bad happened, God forbid or whatever, then we'd be parents. But I like being an aunt though. It's fun.
How many nieces and nephews do you have? Is that many? Or you just can't remember how many
Eight,
to count?
eight.
Golly.
So my I think maybe even nine. Hold on. So my youngest brother has one. The brother under me has two. Giovanna's sister has two girls. And her other sister has two boys. And then Giovanna also counts, obviously her best friends as, our nieces and
Yeah,
nephews. So that's
yeah.
eight. And then Portia's kid is nine. So we have nine. Nine, 10, I don't know. One of
I'm
them.
sure Christmas, y'all better give all the good gifts, all of the good
Yeah,
gifts.
they've been taking my money. So I think, we're because, and, everything's made a holiday. So I think
Yeah.
now we're going to do like birthdays because, I like that you're here versus like, let me spend all my money like
Right,
for
right, 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 right.
for a lot of people or whatever. But we usually do. Last year, I think everyone got a Lego set.
And speaking of Lego, we both
Yeah.
love Lego.
Yeah.
What made you get into Lego? I love asking people that question because Lego is so diverse. Like the community itself is so diverse. We have people from 18 to 65, black, white, yellow. Like
Yeah.
we are very diverse. Why
You
did you get
know,
into Lego?
I don't actually know. Like, I think like it was a strategically placed Facebook market, like, or not market, just like an ad. And I saw
Hmm.
the Black Panther bust and I was like, oh my God, like this is like so dope. And then I bought it. But I think it's set for like a year or two, year and a half. And then
Hmm.
the next set was the Nintendo system, the NES. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I want that for my birthday. So Giovanna bought me for my birthday. Once again, set. It just set for a while. And then, like, I'm telling you, this is actually just this Star Wars day is actually my like year anniversary pretty much. Cause then I think I bought like a Christmas set like in 2024. And then 2025 I did Star Wars Day. And I was like, oh, I don't think I started building till like August, like June, July, August, something like that. So, and it literally, if that wasn't for that Facebook like ad, I probably wouldn't be into Lego. Like it was just super
And
random.
the amount of Lego you have to say you really only
Yeah.
really truly got into
Yeah.
building in August of 2025, like crazy. Even the stuff behind you, that the brickheads by itself is crazy to even think about.
And like, so how people get like seasonal depression like every year. I
Yeah,
this is my
yeah,
first year not doing it, and I think it's actually because of the community that Lego allowed me to build. Because I was like,
yes,
doing hood rat shit with my friends, like what I'm saying, like online and stuff. And
yeah.
so like it didn't happen this year. So it's kind of crazy because and it's like it's hard to make friends like in your 30s.
Oh heck yeah, heck
You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Because like even if you
yes.
do go to work, like I don't, you want to
No,
be friends with people at work,
I'm
but you
not.
can't.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, you can't trust it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're like real oppy. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you don't really know
Mm-hmm.
who really
Mm-hmm.
like.
One eye
So
open all the time. Correct.
yeah, so it's crazy. Like you know what I'm saying? I think maybe like 10 people from the internet have my phone number. Like I never them in real
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
Like that's kind of
yeah.
crazy to think about. That's kind of crazy.
And I'm not gonna say, growing up, I think they made the internet such a bad, and it's not a great place, but such like
Right.
an
Right.
evil place. So like even
Yeah.
telling my mom that I had a TikTok page a year ago is when I first told her. I was scared to tell her because I'm like, she's gonna be like, Sahara, what like the internet's
They're gonna
not
snatch you.
safe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're gonna be
So like
in the white
even
van.
literally like I'm gonna get kidnapped clearly, and then even like giving you my phone number, only 3 people on TikTok, or four, I'm sorry, 4 people have my actual phone number.
Yeah.
Even me thinking to give you my phone number, I was like, should I give it? Because she can like
It's under, it's
come back on.
understandable.
Yeah, like, but I think
Yeah.
it's we were raised in that time being a millennial of the
But
internet's
not
bad.
even that. Like people are nefarious, and the problem is that they
Yeah.
have so many ways that someone can find out
To
where you are
find,
now.
yes, yes,
It's like
yes.
our stuff is so easily
It's
accessible. So it is scary. It is scary. It's scary.
mm-hmm.
But
So you spoke to community. What made you even create a TikTok page? Because you were into Lego, but you didn't have to go on TikTok and start posting Lego builds.
so I was actually very resistant to TikTok. I don't know if that was just like the elder millennial in me, because
Like during
like
COVID or
just in
like
general, yeah. Because
recently? Okay.
I don't even think I got a TikTok till 23. But I think it's
Oh, you
because
were
like,
really trying to be strong and not
yeah,
get on it.
yeah.
Oh,
Now, granted, I think maybe like Portia and Giovanna got it at maybe like 21, 22. So they weren't like right at the
hmm
beginning of the pandemic, but they did get it. And then they were just like, you know how Giovanna laughs. So she's just like, should be going to bed at night and just like
yes.
laughing. I'm like,
Cackling and rubbing her feet together and cackling.
girl. And I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. Like, she over there just like under the covers with the light. And I'm like, and then also I was really resistant. So then I finally got it. And I was like, oh, I see why people like spend time just like
Yes,
scrolling on this app, right? So I was
yes.
like, oh, okay,
Lose
okay.
hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I posted like a little bit in 2024. So I didn't really start posting until 2025, I think. But even then, it was mostly just like our gym stuff. So I actually didn't start posting like, well, once again, Lego stuff till like a year ago. So, but like I said, I know that like Lego is a lot of my content, but it's not all of my content because I'm like
Correct.
more than Lego. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I have more facets of my life than just Lego.
Yeah.
So
Multifaceted. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So with the community that you have created, what's I guess one thing that you are happy? What's one reason or one thing that made you be like, okay, I made the right decision getting on TikTok and posting my Lego content? Outside of just having people that you can now call your friends. You know what I'm saying?
That I made the right decision.
Did it challenge you in any way? Like to maybe be more mindful, to be more proactive with, organizing stuff in your life because you got to organize things sometimes to make a TikTok. Like what, anything within you grew from being a TikTok content creator? Because you are a content creator.
Probably a little bit more consistency because it's real easy to be like, oh, I'm gonna be a content creator and then like post one video and then
Yeah.
never post
And
another
that's
one for
it.
like, and
Mhm.
so, and even at one point in 2025, I was posting like 3 videos a day. So, so I think being
Yeah.
consistent, and actually learning a new skill. Cause I mean, like we grew up with the internet and like we're at that perfect, millennials are at that perfect
Yeah.
juxtaposition, you know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah.
it's still a new app. So that was kind of like a learning. Cause like you see like some of my older stuff, you can definitely tell like my editing has, been better and things like that or
I had
whatever.
the millennial pause. I didn't know I had the millennial pause. If you go back and watch any of my old videos, I was like, Sahara, you had the millennial pause. Like that is so embarrassing. You don't realize like, what things you brought into
Yeah.
into TikTok from your life. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, my editing has gotten better.
Yeah.
Like your editing has gotten better. Even like the little pictures you put on people's faces in your videos, like the little not what was it, Star Wars? The brickhead thing
Yeah.
that you did with
Yeah.
Brand. Okay, yeah, like the little bit like that shows your technique in that video as well. So yeah, your
Yeah.
editing has A1. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And like
Okay.
somebody else might have been able to make that like put his actual face right there, but like I think it's even funnier that I'm like, this is the bare
Like
minimum
a
that she did.
cutout.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because I can't do all that extra stuff. So
Yes, yes,
so
yes.
it's even funnier to me.
So
So,
what's next for you
in life.
in life? On TikTok, in life, professionally, whatever you want to share, what's next for you?
So like this is last week of this semester.
How much longer do you have in
And
school?
graduate December with
Okay,
my
okay.
so maybe second master's. We finna do hood rat shit together in person, in
In two
a
weeks.
few
2
weeks. Yeah, I know,
weeks.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Um I'm working on a Lego mock that I want to put on the ideas website, but it's kicking my ass, so I have
Okay.
to like come back to the drawing board with
Okay.
that. Um,
That's exciting.
and
I didn't
yeah,
know you were
I mean, I
on
think it's
mock.
like yeah, I'm trying to make I was trying to make a mosaic of like a supernova, but
Okay.
like kind of like how the Milky Way is, but doing it 3D is kind of hard, so I'm gonna see what it looks like as dot art.
I can't wait to see because I
Yeah,
have a consulting business and the name of it is Supernova. So I cannot wait to see it. Like that is
yeah,
exciting.
yeah. So I'm gonna see how that looks as dot art. So I have like it in my cart ready for like a times two or something to like check out or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's
but
exciting. So the mock to hopefully put on ideas one day. What else?
the masters, maybe potentially a job because that'd be fun. I mean, like we're obviously not hurting because I still, you know, be doing what I want. Um,
You just dropped some money
be,
yesterday for
yeah,
May
yeah,
4th. So
being a
yes.
stay at home, being a stay at home spouse and all that. But it'd be nice to have a job.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Something to do
but,
throughout the day.
I mean, it kind of sucks. I have to go to like 5 days a week. Like that kind of sucks. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be good for my career. Um, let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it. And then
You have
like
any projects that you're working on that you are, besides the mock, that you want to release potentially to the world for us to hear more about
Oh,
your
I
thoughts?
just dropped some merch. I don't know if you saw it or whatever.
I did not.
Yeah, so it like people there's a few people on TikTok who be like, "Oh, my rich cousin,"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so I tell them all the time, like, I'm not rich, I'm financially responsible, you know. So I finally made a shirt that said that, so it was like a little check box,
Okay.
and it says like, rich, financially responsible, and it's like checked. And
I
then
love that.
me and Giovanna are always going to do something like coupley and gay. So
Of course. Of course.
there's
Love
another one
it.
that says, we just click, and it's like two brick pieces holding hands, and it's multiple
Oh, I
colors.
love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, because like I was like randomly like, you know, doodling and stuff like that. So I actually came up with like a name for people in like the Lego community that's with me or whatever. So
Mhm.
I came up with like Snap Society and made like a little um
Okay, Snap
like
Society.
logo. Yeah, so it looks cool. So
I
that was
love
kind of
that. Are
cool.
you I foresee something with Snap Society coming,
Yeah.
growing, building. You taking that and like expanding that out to something.
Yeah, I put a logo for that, and it's like, it's on a shirt, and it's super nice. But I also made a I also made a rap album cover of that, because I told Brand that it's time to reignite the Brickhead War, and I want to drop a disc, a rap disc. So I made an album cover in preparation
I
for
have
that.
so many questions. My gosh.
You want me to show
So
you?
number one, why
Because
do you
it
want to
looks nice.
reignite it? And yes, number two, I want to see it. But why do you want to reignite the beef with the brickheads? Because I thought it died off. I hadn't seen a video in a long time
First of
between y'all two.
all, war never ends. That's number one. You just strategic. That's number you know what I'm saying? And number two, I actually just think the content was fun, and it was like fun times. I think like the
It was
community we had, like it
hilarious.
was it was super fun. It was just honestly a fun time. And then like, because to be honest, well, what you don't know is the video where I like come into the screen and I'm like, how do we get here, Brand? Like that actually
Yeah.
wasn't the video I was gonna post. I had to pivot because of his video. So I was like, oh, okay. So it actually, like I said, I think and Brent had actually said that it was kind of hard for him to come up with some things, and I can understand that because it was for me too. So I think it actually helped us,
Mhm.
creatively. We had to edit things, like, so, and like I said, the community, the Lego community is like big but small, because like
Yeah.
my community is not the same as somebody else's.
Yeah.
So like, and some of us are in the like a smaller part of the community, and I think we had a
Hmm.
good time. So that's
Hmm.
honestly
It
why
was
I want to bring it
hilarious.
back, because it was funny. So
I want to see the album cover.
all right, hold on. I'll show you the logo too. This is the you can't see the Snap Society one.
Oh, I love it. Yes. And it says cool ass person in it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then,
What's the website?
girl, don't give me the line. Because from like,
Ma'am, I'll have it in the show
yeah,
notes,
I'll send it to you.
everybody.
It's
It will be
because
in the show notes.
it's a Shopify, so like I can kind of like, it's like whatever that is, and then
Okay.
like a slash.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And then
Okay.
this is no one has seen this yet because I didn't publish this. So y'all getting it here first. So it's exclusive. Let me put it closer. So it's like it's got like brickheads on it.
Girl.
And then
Girl.
like
You gotta put the little parental advisory. Oh, I see
yeah,
it
I
up there.
did,
Never
but I
mind. I
made it
see it at the
like
top.
because I don't want to get like, so I actually said it's family friendly, instead of like
Gotcha. I love that though. Y'all so corny, but I still love it. I love it. So merch, we got merch. We have a potential mock coming. We have the brickhead war being reignited. Anything else you want to leave this podcast with? Share with us before you
Yeah,
leave.
I don't know if your audience has realized that your podcast is called Red Brick Society. So I dressed the part today. I bought this red shirt so I'd be on brand.
You did not have to do that.
And
Oh, you're so sweet. That's why you're my little ski.
and even my underwear is red right now.
Oh my God. Red all from head to toe, literally. Well, thank you for the commitment.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even in red
But
today.
like,
So,
you know what I'm saying?
thank you
Like
for the
when the
commitment.
good doc calls, you
Oh my
answer,
gosh.
because when I signed up for the 5K, because I just let Giovanna do whatever and I just show up. And so I was like, wait a minute. I was like, damn, that's the same day. And I was like, I'm just gonna be tired, but because I didn't get my after work.
Girl, I'm
I didn't
tired
get my
now. I went to the nail shop earlier to get my feet done. I'm
I didn't
tired.
get my after run
I was
nap,
taking a
but I
nap.
was like, the good doc.
We're about to be done. You
yeah.
take your nap, dream all the good
Yeah.
dreams. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you for being a guest. You're my second guest.
Are you gonna post it
So I
Wednesday?
hope that makes you feel special. My goal is to potentially, if not this upcoming Wednesday, the Wednesday after that, I may do a solo episode for Wednesday.
You know what's crazy?
But I will definitely text you and say whenever it's hosted.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Is that, so, you posted last Wednesday. And so
yeah.
I was talking to Giovanna and I was like, oh, he was like, I don't know if I'm the second guest. And I was like, nah, probably not, because she said she's, had this for a while. She's probably had some recording. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, plus there'll be another Wednesday before mine. And I was like, wait a damn minute. I was like, no, it won't. She just posted this Wednesday. I was like, Wednesday is right after mine. I was like, oh my God, am I second? I was like, I don't know.
You may be. I'm gonna see how the wind blows me tomorrow, because I'm tired today. So I may or may not record a solo episode tomorrow. If not, you will be Wednesday, but I will definitely send it to you before, so you can listen to it and give feedback. But I greatly appreciate you answering the call whenever I said, hey, welcome to my podcast. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see y'all in 2 weeks. Dude, May 16th, that weekend. Super excited to eat all the foods. All of the foods. Yes, you will. I'm gonna make sure you will. Yes,
and I'm excited about it.
So if you're not already following Adriana, please go and follow her. Everything's in the show notes below. I appreciate you. Thank y'all. Come back next week. Talk soon.